It's Tom Myers, Superintendent, Bellevue Community School District in Bellevue, Iowa, with this week's Believe in the Blue update. I just want to give you a few updates here in under 5 minutes to get everyone on their way again. Last evening we had our TEDx talk here, the first ever in Bellevue, and one of the first ever in Eastern Iowa. We've had a couple in Dubuque at the colleges, but we're one of the first, if not the first, in the state of Iowa as a high school to host, or as a school district to host a TED Talk. Kate Bockenstadt, a senior here this year, was instrumental in getting this developed. Her teacher, Matt Yeager, as well, as part of a Bellevue Big program where we're basing things on standards and letting students pursue their passions, letting students pursue what they want to pursue and then matching them back to the standards. We're going to be expanding this next year with more students and probably moving it into middle school and into the elementary eventually. So really looking at students' passions and how they learn and what they want to learn. But we had some great speakers last night. We had Dr. Bill Decker from Mississippi Bend AAA talking about educational change. We had Trace Pickering from Iowa Big and Cedar Rapids talking about how schools need to change, how schools are not broken, but maybe schools are obsolete, and we need to really look at the whole structure. We had Jim Ott talking about significant learning that is beyond the textbook, learning that is beyond just doing the math problems or things like that. We had a Cale Stevens from Rockwell Collins talking about business and innovation. And then we also had Mike Schmidt, the head coach at the University of Wisconsin lacrosse football. He's the youngest NCAA coach in the collegiate circuit right now. Just was hired at UW lacrosse, and he talked about the whole aspect of dedication and finding your orange or doing one thing at a time and getting great at it and then building on that for better results that way. So very interesting evening. We had a good crowd there overall. We will be doing this again next year and the year after. It's really a positive thing. I'd really encourage you to come out, check out the information on Facebook and on Twitter about it that way. Our kids made a TEDx sign as well on the Tech Math, which took some real work in all honesty. So it's really good. It had a lot of students involved with it. Next year we're probably going to have a youth conference with it talking about leadership, and they have some of those students speak at it as well. So just a real positive thing that way. A couple other things with our students, since we're talking about students here, we had some middle school speech and things like that over the weekend, or on Friday actually, and 1+ or superior ratings were given to Allison Agers, Allison Wright, Jaden Hurley, and Jamison Spahn, and a 1 or a first place was given to Kara Bockenstadt and Kaylin Sieverding, and a second place was given to Lisa Dixon, Brianna Steinis, and Addison Nemers. And then also in the high school area, we had Jacob Till and Andrew Peniston advanced on as well, and along with Anna Dunn. So we had some real positive things there. Middle school, high school, and elementary archery moving on to state. We have over 70 students moving on to state in those areas. And the middle school team finished number 1 in the state rankings overall with their shooting and things like that. So number 1 in the state. The high school finished number 4 so far, and the elementary is also in the top 4 as well. All teams had a great season and really did some wonderful things that way. So just wanted to let you know some of those things as well. This time I just want to take a moment here, and I've showed you this book before, Ken Robinson, Creative Schools. It really goes along with some of the Tech Talk things. I'm going to read you one brief paragraph on this, just to let you think about achievement in schools and what we need to do, and kind of thinking about life in general for all of us sometimes as well. Many of the problems in raising achievement in schools are rooted in how schools done and the extent to which the conventions conflict with the rhythms of natural learning. If your shoes hurt, you don't polish them or blame your feet. Okay? You take the shoes off and wear different ones. If the system doesn't work, don't blame the people in it. Work with them to change it so that it does work. The people who are best placed to make the change are those who, in the right conditions, can have the most impact on the quality of learning, the teachers. So we're working to change some things here. I think you've seen some of that. You're hearing about some of that, if nothing else, with how we're trying to look at students' passions, trying to differentiate that learning like we always have, but even trying to personalize it more, because I think that personalization of learning is so important that way. I was recently asked a question about Iowa assessments or our state tests. How important are they? So, well, my response to that is it depends on what you do with them. And it depends if you look at them solely as one test and that's the end all be all, this is the only way to measure a student's learning and a school's learning, I think you're wrong. I don't think you can do that. You have to combine it with a lot of other things. See, where is a student actually at and how can you actually help a student. When you combine it with different results, look at students' interests, look at what students want, then on a scale of 1 to 10, they're probably worth a 10. But if you just look at one thing, they're not worth anything. I think we always have to remember that. We can be very happy about something or be very sad about something, but it's usually somewhere in the middle. We have to look at things overall, the big picture, and get a better perspective. So anyway, we had 2 days of snow this week. No early outs, no late starts, no school days that way. Very little snow overall, so that's positive. Going on from there, track seasons have started for high school. Soccer will be starting soon. Middle school seasons will be starting as well. I know the youth soccer is starting up here real quick. Youth baseball and softball will be starting up. So a lot of things with kids getting going here as we get closer to spring. And it sounds like next week, I think on Monday, they're talking 60 degrees. So that is a positive for everyone. Everyone have a great week. If you ever have any questions, feel free to give a call. Thank you.